the WNBA was not talked about as much as it's being talked about now.
We've seen a lot of this narrative recently, with the start of the WNBA season of Caitlin Clark being the great white hype, great white hope, whatever you want to call her. And we've seen all the national attention kind of be thrown that way towards Caitlin Clark. What we've also seen is a lot of players seeming to lash out towards her. One of the biggest players in the rookie class that just came into the WNBA is what I would consider an early rival of Caitlin Clark's, and that is one Angel Reese. Angel Reese decided she needed to remind people that may have forgotten and maybe educate some people who didn't know where this rivalry started. Kick it up, Jay.
I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now. It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this 2 years now. And understanding, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look what women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that. It's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this game, and Kennedy has been here before, obviously, but there are so many great players in this league that have deserved this for a really, really long time, and luckily, it's coming now.
So Angel Reese basically says, hey, you know what? I want my flowers too. I want people to understand that it wasn't just Caitlin Clark. There would be no, Batman without a Joker. You got to have that arch enemy to kind of fuel it and get more eyes on the sport. And it is fair to say that Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark playing in the national game when they were in college, that definitely did bring eyeballs to the sport. It created a lot of buzz, and it generated more viewership. People like the drama, whether you want to admit it or not. People like that drama. People like that back and forth, and it was Angel Reese to kind of hit her with the whole John Cena kind of thing. And they beat Caitlin Clark, and she kind of took it on the chin for oh, you're being a bad sport or whatever. And then the next year, Caitlin Clark comes out with this chip on her shoulder, and then everybody's like, oh, she's a media darling. And Angel Reese has kind of been looking back y'all holding a double standard here. When I did it, it was a bad thing, but when she does it, it's great for the game. But give me my respect.
We're not dumb. Yeah. We know why there's a double standard. We know why.
I mean, I'm not gonna feed into that. I'm not a big proponent of that, but there are a lot of people that, yes, they do believe that, and that is skin color. Some people are they're that shallow that they're like, oh, well, she's black and she's white, and so I'm gonna make my determination on who I like based on that. To me, if you're a good athlete, if you're good for the sport, if you're a good player, I don't give a damn if you're black, yellow, red, white, brown, blue, purple. I don't care. If you're a good player and I like you, I'm a root for you. So to me, just kind of seeing Angel Reese, I understand the comments of, hey, I was there. I helped create that buzz. Now, I'm glad that she did kind of correct her comments when she said there was a lot of players here that were before us that kind of paved the way kind of deal. And they brought some eyes to the sport as well. But let's be real here. Like, these girls are the ones, this rookie class are the ones that have really gotten the hype going. And you've seen a lot of changes already with how they travel, attendance records, viewership on TV. All those things are going up with these girls. So there has to be some credit given, but it can't just be one person like, oh, Caitlin Clark saved everything. She made everything great, because that's not necessarily the facts. Jay, I'll let you hop in, man. What are your thoughts on Angel Reese's comments and that situation?
I mean the comments of basically there is no you without me is kind of right. Um, I think there's room for both of them in the sport to to be superstars, be the be the Jordan and Barkley, or the Jordan and
Isaiah.
Shaq of the league, or the Jordan and Isaiah of the league. Yeah. Um, I mean, bro, to be honest with you, I don't watch WNBA basketball. I can't tell you even with Caitlyn playing, I don't watch it. I just don't. It's I enjoy NBA basketball better than WNBA, and that's just I don't know why that is, but I'm just that's me. Um, I wish them nothing but the best. I hope they grow it, as big as they want to grow it. But also I kind of it's kind of not annoying, but it's kind of like pay homage to those before you, like the Lisa Leslie's, the
I agree with that.
Yep.
Like, there was a league before you came into it.
Right. It wasn't
Yeah.
just like this isn't this isn't so new to where like y'all are it. Y'all are that top pinnacle. No, Lisa Leslie was a bad chick. Um I- what's her name? Tarasi?
Diana Taurasi.
Coldest woman on the court for a long time. So like like you're not that great yet. Okay? And it's showing they're showing you that hey, there's better people out here than you. And I think that's where a lot of the backlash comes from Caitlyn, because it's like, okay, you're getting all these things, but you're not that great.
Yeah.
You're good. You're good.
Yet.
You're not that
Is the
great
key
yet.
word. Yeah.
You know? I mean, she's getting a Jordan treatment without being Jordan. So
I don't know if she's getting the Jordan treatment, but I do think that she is getting the publicity. Imagine, to me, the way I see it is like, imagine if Patrick Mahomes had hype, right? When he came into the league. And when he came into the league, he had all this hype, but he didn't really perform well. And then he's coming out here, and there's people that are like, oh, he's the greatest thing ever. And he was just like taking all this credit, but he wasn't giving anything to like the Joe Montanas, Dan Marinos, Troy Aikmans. That's kind of how I see that picture. Like, Caitlin Clark is getting the hype. Angel Reese is like, hey, I want my flowers. Like, it's not just you, it's me. Part of that is selfish, in my opinion, but I also feel like it's deserved. Like, you earned it. Like, as far as
I,
feeling like, well, if y'all gonna give her the shine, y'all act like she just did it by herself.
Yeah.
but I
Julio, what
mean,
about you,
she's
bro?
right. She didn't do it by
I
herself
agree.
though,
I agree.
No.
I agree.
Well, a lot of it, of course, is provided to Caitlin because she's been the one that's mostly been exposed as far as media goes or social media goes. She's been the one that everybody kind of has their eye on and constantly watching and making sure that they're keeping track and keeping quote unquote tabs on her and seeing how well she's doing and how well she's helping the overall organization to grow, right? Again, I think we had touched on this previously on a different podcast where we're like, we haven't seen that many ticket sales, we haven't seen that many jersey sales, things of that nature when it comes to the WNBA. But now with Caitlin Clark in there, you're seeing all these things progress. You're seeing all these things come up. You're seeing all these different avenues and different areas of revenue go up now because of this quote unquote, like Joe said earlier, the great white hype or the white hope or whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, I really agree with both of you guys when it comes to paying homage to those that came before you, paying homage to the people that laid the foundation down for the WNBA. There were great players before her. You should
Right.
pay homage to those players and and say, all these players that came before me laid the foundation of where we're trying to build this organization and how we're trying to build this organization to make it something greater than what it is. You know
Right.
what I mean? Instead
Right.
of just saying, "Oh, it's all about me," and now is my time. I've never seen a Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, a Michael Jordan do that kind of thing to where they didn't pay homage to those before them.
Right.
All of the greats that you can think of, whether it be Kobe Bryant, whether it be Michael Jordan, whether it be Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, they have always paid
LeBron James.
homage to all of the greats before them. They have always paid homage to the greats before them and provided appreciation for what they've done and how they've built this great organization that they have the privilege of playing under. So for me, I kind of agree with Angel Reese. You can't have a Batman without Joker. You can't have a Superman without Lex Luthor. You can't have a good without a bad. And if you have to fill that role to be the bad, then so be it. But you will always be remembered as the arch enemy or the arch nemesis of that protagonist. You will always be remembered as that. And that's okay because that allow everybody loves drama. Like Joe was saying earlier, everybody loves drama. I don't care who you are. If there's some sort of drama going on, whether it be in the NFL, whether it be in the WNBA, NBA, wherever it is, you're going to feed into that because people love to hear about that. So if you have to play the evil Thanos in that universe, then hey, be Thanos and be the
Right.
best fucking Thanos that ever been in that universe, so that way people can remember you.
I
I
mean,
mean,
real talk, bro. Like, if you look at it, it's kind of like the Floyd Mayweather effect of
yeah,
people think I'm great and they're gonna want to watch me fight. People hate my guts and they want to watch me lose. Either way,
exactly,
people are watching, and that's what I think
exactly.
these girls are kind of understanding business wise is
Mhm.
whether you love me or you hate me, you're gonna watch me to see how I do. So you can either give me the glory and the praise, or you can shit on me and tell everybody how right you were about me. Doesn't really matter either way. You're putting eyes on the product, and that's what, and asses and seats, and that's what matters.
That's what
Yeah.
matters, exactly.
I
T,
just
what?
want to share. I want to share something real quick before we let T go. While we were talking about um people, women before them right now, because I don't think the women before get enough talk, or because let's be real, even back then we weren't watching WNBA like we should have. But these are some of the notable names right here. I mean, Candace Parker, Cheryl Swoops, Sue Bird,
Sue
uh,
Bird, swoops. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah,
Diana Taurasi, Cynthia Cooper. I mean, Tamika Catchings, Lisa Leslie. I mean, the list goes on, bro. There was
I, I mean, bro, to your point about that though, a lot of those, at least back then, a lot of those games they weren't nationally televised.
no, they weren't.
yeah,
Um, so it it kind of depended on what market you were in. Uh,
But my
but
point
the,
my point was just don't. It it irks me when they talk like they just started this WNBA thing.
I
Like
mean, I
this
don't
new
think that
class
that's.
just started this WNBA
They've
thing.
taken it to
I
new
don't think that that's what
heights.
she's saying though, bro. I think what she's saying is obviously viewership of the WNBA has gone up, but everybody's giving Caitlyn the praise for that. When the reality is, if Angel Reese wouldn't have done this, would we really be talking about Caitlyn in the manner that we're talking about her now? Like, just as much as Caitlyn has gotten people to look at the WNBA who probably weren't looking at it before, Angel Reese has done the same thing, bro. Like Julio said, you that's Batman to Robin. So
Joker.
who or
Joker
yeah,
to
Joker, my
Batman.
bad, Joker. Um so yeah, man, like I just think that my thing is that I hate to see people try to divide. Like, yeah, we're on opposing teams. Yeah, we're quote arch nemesis, but the goal is that you want, like Joe said, asses in seats. However, which way that goes. If it's the Floyd Mayweather effect, if it's, we're all the good guys and it's that effect, like as long as we're getting people to talk about this game. Bro, when the last time prior to this year that ESPN, First Take, Undisputed, any of these talk shows were talking about the WNBA? Like, let's
Like
be
this,
honest. Let's
Like
ain't
be
never
this,
honest.
been.
never,
It used to
never.
be on Sports Center. It may have been at damn near at the end of the show. You hear about the WNBA, bro,
Or you'll
and
see it scrolling across the
yeah,
bottom.
you see the banner at the bottom. Like, and I'm not trying to shit on those women in the
Yeah, you are.
league. No, I'm really not. What I'm trying to say is that because of these two players in this draft class, for the most part, the WNBA is being talked about more than what it was in previous years.
Yeah,
The WNBA is being viewed more than it was in previous years. Like, they're getting nationally
facts.
televised games now. Um,
Yep.
you
They're
know,
switching to big arenas, not no 4,200 seat arenas. You're looking at they just moved to like a
10,000.
26,000 seat
Yeah, like
arena, shit like
like
that.
it's and that has a lot to do with this draft class that came out, bro. Like, the game has evolved from what it was. I think it's 25 years old, 30 years old, somewhere around there. The game has evolved since then, bro. Like, Candace Parker, all time great. Cheryl Swoops, all time great. Bird,
Yep.
all time great. Like, Lisa Leslie, all time great.
All time
You
great.
can't
Yep.
take anything away from those women, bro. But I think there was a stigma then with women playing sports, especially sports like a quote football, basketball, women doing stuff like that. There was a stigma, bro. There was a,
But you but
you
you act
know,
like that was like 60 years ago. That was,
bro.
you know
It's
But
what I
been
mean?
20
bro,
it's been
but
28 years.
but think about. I'm not trying to say that it's, in a super long ass period of time, bro. But how much has the NFL changed in 28 years? It is not the
Yeah.
NFL that we grew up watching.
The
Oh no.
NBA didn't
Hell
have
no.
the cachet
The
when
NBA,
it started that it does now. Like it evolves over
bro,
time, right?
the
Yeah.
NBA from 28 years ago is not the
The
NBA of
same.
today,
Nope.
bro.
Nope.
So the game has grown exponentially, and the WNBA is now getting to that point. Like, I very well hope that these women in this league, they get out of the $200 million range and they get into the billions. And I think it's gonna get there because of the Angel Reeses, the Caitlin Clarks, the damn, this girl name always slip my tongue, bro. I can't think of her name right now, but she was in this draft class that came out also. Like, it's just gonna continue to get better for them, bro. I just don't hope that, you know, it really turned into some real beef. I hope it just stays competitive, right? That's what at the end of the day we just needed to stay competitive and not where we seeing the cheap shots, where we seeing the flagrant fouls for no apparent reason. Like it just needs to stay competitive. Keep it within the confines of the game. And as long as we do that, bro, like I'm all for it. Like talk your shit, Angel Reese, because you are a part of the reason why good things are happening to this league. Just as much as Caitlin Clark, just as much as the rest of the ladies that are playing, even the Kennedy Carter. So talk your shit, man. Do your thing. Like I'm happy for
Yeah.
them.
Hey, some other
Yeah.
players. I think the one you were thinking about was either Camila Cardozo or Cameron Brink.
Camila Cardoza, yeah, and Cameron Brink. Like, bro, all of those young ladies, they were talked about coming out more than I've heard of. And we look at sports shows as men, that's like routine to us. We wake up, look at
Yep.
sports shows. First thing we do, we cutting on First Take, we cutting on Undisputed, we looking at PMAC. Uh, some of us look at Cowherd, like we looking at that. Bro, no, the WNBA was not talked about as much as it's being talked about now, and that's a damn good
Facts.
thing.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. I definitely agree with that.